The Young and the Restless, Spoilers 30s, full the 17th of July, 2026. Welcome back to our channel, Besties. Today is Thursday, a beautiful day to dive into the absolute madness of Genoa City. Grab your iced coffees, take a deep breath, and strap in, because we have so much to unpack, and I am vibrating with excitement to share this with you all. Let's get right into it. You guys, I am deceased. Stop what you are doing. I am literally shaking. Wait, we need to talk about this now, because I am completely losing my grip on reality after watching what just went down in Genoa City. Oh my God, besties. Okay, I am literally filming this while I am running errands because I just had to jump on here and vent. My brain is short-circuiting from the sheer audacity of Victor Newman. Bestie, be for real, right? Victor has officially lost whatever tiny shred of a moral compass he had left, and I am genuinely spiraling over his choices. We are not just watching this show anymore. We are invested, and I am personally offended by the absolute garbage coming out of this man's mouth. Wait, backtrack for a second. I missed a step. Let me set the scene before I completely combust. So, Victor is back to his classic straight-up bullying tactics, but this time he has targeted Sally Spectra and Audra Charles. Yes, you heard me. He wants Spectra Charles, their massive new business dream, and he is coming for it with zero hesitation. But here is the part that genuinely makes me want to scream into a pillow. Victor is playing the victim. He is sitting there in his custom suit, looking at his empire and declaring that Sally and Audra basically forced him to destroy them. He is claiming that he is the helpless victim here because they have something he wants, and if they would just hand it over, nobody would get hurt. I was mid-skincare and smeared charcoal mask all over the rug when he said that. I am literally hyperventilating right now. How does a billionaire with endless resources twist the narrative so hard that he convinces himself he is the one being bullied by two young women trying to build a legacy? It is giving major I cannot even energy, and we are spilling all the tea right now. Victor genuinely believes that because Sally and Audra are holding on to their own company, they are the villains for not bowing down to the great Victor Newman, which is honestly so unhinged. He is gaslighting the entire business world. And don't even get me started on the vibes. Did you notice the lighting when he was giving that speech? It was all shadowy and dramatic, like he was auditioning for a mafia movie. And the way the ice was clinking in his bourbon glass was so loud it was genuinely distracting. Why does Newman Enterprises always sound like an ASMR video of a supervillain's lair? Wait, I'm glitching. Okay, back to the main event. We need to talk about the absolute emotional damage this is going to inflict on Sally. Oh, hold on. I should have mentioned this earlier, but we all know Sally is currently going through the most devastating chapter of her life. She just lost her baby after that horrific car crash in the blinding rain because Billy and Jill were questioning her fidelity. She is completely broken, terrified, and consumed by unresolved guilt over losing baby Ava before that, and now Victor decides this is the perfect moment to swoop in and steal her professional dream. They are officially on my do not perceive list. I am so done with Victor and anyone who enables him. Audra is right there with her. Having survived her own trauma and miscarriage history with Noah, and these two women have formed this incredible trauma-bonded alliance to build Spectra Charles. And Victor just wants to crush it because of his massive ego. Did I say that yet? My brain is mush. Moving on. But seriously, Victor, claiming he is a helpless victim, while systematically dismantling the lives of two grieving women, is a level of toxic I cannot even begin to process. I am calling it the villain arc is about to go nuclear. Sally and Audra are going to team up and absolutely ruin him, and I am manifesting a total dumpster fire by the next update for Victor's portfolio. But wait, the chaos does not stop there. Send help. My soul has actually left my body because we have to talk about Nikki and Nick. As if Victor's corporate terrorism was not enough, Victor is also playing the doting husband to Nikki, claiming he is so incredibly worried about her health. He allowed her to move back in with the family, and he acts like he is doing her this massive favor. What more could she want from him? He is a very busy man. Are you kidding me? Literally had to yeet my phone across the room. Victor is the same man who drugged Nikki, exploited her blinding, terrifying headaches, and manipulated her into signing away her Newman Enterprises shares under the guise of a medical power of attorney. He is secretly liquidating her assets while she is suffering, and now he is acting like husband of the year because he let her move back in? The absolute nerve of this man. And speaking of Nikki, we need to have a very serious conversation about her physical and emotional state right now, because I am straight up crying over it. Nikki is blind. She has lost her sight. Her world is completely dark, and she is navigating this terrifying health crisis while her husband is secretly robbing her blind pun, absolutely intended, and I hate myself for it, but it is true. But here is the thing that makes Nikki an absolute legend and the true matriarch of this family. Even though she is physically blind, she can see further and clearer than anyone else in that house, especially Victor. Her maternal radar is pinging so hard for Nick, and she is terrified for him. Nick is currently fighting for his life against his drug addiction. We all remember the absolute horror show in Las Vegas when Matt Clark locked him in that abandoned gas station and basically forced him into a fentanyl and cocaine overdose. Nick survived that near-death experience, but the psychological and physical addiction has its claws deep in him. Nikki senses it. She feels the anxiety radiating off her son. When Nick comes to her, he plays the perfect recovering addict. He tells her, "I'm fine, Mom. I'm going to my group meeting. I'm taking it one day at a time." But besties, Nikki knows. She knows the lies. As a recovering alcoholic who has fought the demon of addiction for decades, Nikki recognizes the exact tone of voice, the empty reassurances, the desperate attempt to project control when you are actually spiraling into the abyss. Nick says he is fine, but Nikki has said those exact same words before when she was hiding vodka in her water bottle. She knows she is hearing the disease talking, not her son. I am genuinely unwell thinking about Nikki sitting there in the dark, unable to look her son in the eyes, but feeling the absolute certainty that he is slipping away. She knows she has made mistakes in the past. She knows she has slipped up. But right now, she does not care about her own massive personal problems. She does not care about Victor's fake sympathy or her stolen shares. She just wants to be there for Nick. She is desperate to save him before he ends up back in an emergency room, or worse. The emotional weight of this mother-son dynamic is cinematic mayhem, and I am narrating this chaos like a high-octane psychological masterpiece because the stakes are astronomical. If Nick relapses fully, it is going to destroy whatever is left of the Newman family. Wait, backtrack for a second. I missed a step. Did I mention how Nick is handling Matt Clark's amnesia? Nick is so desperate for closure that he is trying to help Matt remember his crimes just so Nick can justify his own rage, which is basically driving Nick further into his drug craving. The psychological messiness of this is off the... Nick is teetering on the edge of a cliff, and Nicky is the only one who can hear the rocks crumbling beneath his feet. I am literally shaking just thinking about what happens when Victor finds out Nick is struggling. Victor will probably blame someone else, just like he is blaming Sally and Audra. Oh, hold on. I should have mentioned this earlier, but my brain is so overloaded with Newman drama that I almost forgot the most heartbreaking part of the entire episode. We need to pivot to Victoria and Claire, because I am a puddle of tears on the floor. Victoria and Claire are working together at Newman, and they have decided to establish a brand new, massively upgraded publishing division. But it is not just any publishing division. They are naming it in honor of Cole. Yes, Cole Howard. Besties, the grief is so raw and so real. Cole was a writer, a man of words, a man who loved literature and stories, and now he is gone. The tragedy of his death is hanging over Victoria and Claire like a heavy fog. They are pouring all their love, all their unresolved grief, and all their desperate need for connection into this project. They are honoring his legacy by creating a special building, a monumental project dedicated entirely to him. And the way Victoria looked when they were discussing it, it was giving pure, unfiltered heartbreak. You can tell that every single brick of that new publishing division is going to be laid with tears. And it is so tragically beautiful because Claire is finally finding her place in the family, bonding with Victoria over this shared love. But there is this haunting line that just completely wrecked me. They said it would be more meaningful if he were alive to feel it, but better late than never. I legit started sobbing in my car when I heard that. The regret, the realization that we wait until people are gone to build monuments for them when all they really wanted was our time while they were here. It is so deep, so existential, and I am spiraling over the unfairness of it all. Why does Genoa City always take the good one? Cole deserved to see this publishing division. He deserved to walk through those doors and see his name on the wall. Wait, I'm glitching again. Did you guys see the font they used on the mock-up for the Cole Howard Publishing Division? It was this beautiful, classic serif font, very elegant, very understated, which is so perfectly Cole. But then the background of the presentation board was this weird shade of beige that honestly clashed with Victoria's outfit, which is honestly so unhinged because Victoria usually coordinates her entire life down to the paper clips. Okay, back to the main event. So let us review this absolute train wreck of a timeline. Victor's out here acting like a mafia boss, playing the victim card, trying to steal Spectre Charles from two women who have literally been to hell and back. Sally is grieving her lost baby. Audra is fighting tooth and nail to protect their empire. And Victor is essentially saying, look what you made me do. Meanwhile, Nikki is trapped in physical darkness, completely blind. But her maternal instincts are screaming that Nick is lying about his sobriety and is dangerously close to a fatal relapse. And on top of all of this, Victoria and Claire are building a literal monument to Cole, drowning in the grief that he is not alive to see his legacy honored. I am physically vibrating from the sheer audacity of this world-shattering saga. How are we supposed to just go about our daily lives knowing that Nick is one bad day away from a fentanyl overdose, knowing that Nikki is sitting in the dark, betrayed by her husband and terrified for her son, knowing that Sally might lose her business right after losing her child. I am clutching my chest because I am literally too unwell to handle the gravity of these events. This situation is now my entire personality, and I am not okay. I am manifesting a total dumpster fire for Victor Newman. I want Sally and Audra to outsmart him. I want Nikki to get her vision back, realize Victor stole her shares, and absolutely destroy him in divorce court. I want Nick to actually go to rehab and get away from the toxic Newman. And I want Victoria and Claire to run that publishing division so successfully that it becomes the biggest entity in the world just for coal. Did I say that yet? My brain is mush. I need to go wash this charcoal mask out of my rug and probably scream into a pillow for another hour. Let me know in the comments if you are as emotionally damaged by this episode as I am, because I genuinely need a support group at this point. Stay safe out there, besties, and remember to trust your instincts, just like Nikki. See you in the next update.